Okay, my friends, you are watching Political Point Magazine. Where the right is right and the left, well, the left is always on the wrong side of history. Why? Because political minds want to know. So enjoy a conservative point of view. And let's talk pea soup. With tonight's top stories. What's the strategy on ISIS, Obama? Well, Obama met with the Iraqi Prime Minister for the first time since the withdrawal of U.S. troops. And man, it wasn't pretty. And we will analyze Obama's failed strategy here. Right, and also, Governor Rick Perry throws his hat in the ring, and he's running for president. Former governor of Texas throws his hat in the ring. We will analyze that, and also say a big issue that has been in the news lately. Say bye-bye Bruce Jenner and hello Caitlyn. Ever wonder what happened to the guy on the Wheaties box? Well, we will talk about all this and more with you, the viewers, when we take it to the phones. But tonight, welcome you to another episode of Political Point Magazine. I am your humble host, William Mitro. And so, as it goes, my friends. Alright, welcome to another episode of Political Point Magazine. And so, as it is, okay, we're taking a break from the Hillary series since I can't find all the clips for that. But anyhow, tonight we talk about Obama's failed strategy on ISIS. Okay, yes, that's right, my friends. Okay, because just today, the Obama administration, Obama met with several of world leaders today, and he met with the Prime Minister of Iraq for the first time since the withdrawal of U.S. troops. So with all of this in play here, all right, we want to analyze what the president has said lately, just lately. Okay, now, so it's quite interesting. Okay, that the president has evolved on so many different ways on the issue of combating terrorism and ISIS. All right, but in fact, okay, just today, here's what he said. Okay, just today, here's what he said.
Don't yet have a complete strategy because it requires commitments on the part of the Iraqis as well.
Really? Okay. Now, so that's what he said just today. Okay, and so which leads me to question what the ISIS strategy really is, Mr. President. Okay, so what is, because he's had so many positions on the ISIS thing. It's just not even coming together. I mean, remember back in August when he when he said when remember back in August when he said this. Okay, take a look.
A broader strategy that empowers Iraqis to confront this crisis. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. We don't have a strategy yet.
We don't have a strategy yet. You just announced to the whole world that you don't have a strategy, Mr. President. You don't have a strategy. And then just today, you say you don't have a complete strategy. My friends, we are coming amidst the time where terrorism is rampant and the president just doesn't get it. Okay? Now, like I said before, I have always said we need to defeat ISIS. Okay? And it's just completely bizarre that our president, the President of the United States, does not have a strategy to combat our biggest enemy. In fact, he's too busy. He's too busy trying to lay out the groundwork, but he won't put troops on the ground to combat ISIS. It's just ridiculous. He's in his own delusional world where he thinks that just airstrikes will defeat this enemy. Airstrikes, mind you, this is not okay. This is completely out of hand here because it just seems to me that the president just does not understand the threat. At least with President Bush understood the threat of ISIS. In fact, he warned that that if we withdrew from Iraq prematurely, that a bigger and more dangerous enemy would emerge. Out of things. And our president just does not get it. He's so out of sorts. In fact, I heard the president one time. Well, just recently, the president came out. And this is just so unbelievable. Okay, just recently the president comes out and you just have, I'll just have to play the clip for you, okay, to show you how out of touch the president really is. All right, this is what he said recently. Take a look.
Today to say that climate change constitutes a serious threat to global security, an immediate risk to our national security. And make no mistake, it will impact how our military defends our country.
Well, Mr. President, you are so off the mark on this. Climate change constitutes the greatest threat to our national security? Are you kidding me? This is what the president puts all of his focus on, as opposed to combating ISIS properly. Okay, climate change? Mr. President, you obviously did not get the memo. Okay? You obviously did not get the memo. Climate change is just the weather. Okay? Global warming is a hoax. All right? The biggest threat to our national security is ISIS. Of all the boneheaded things for a president to say, he's worried about climate change and he's not worried about combating ISIS properly. He stands out there in front of world leaders and in front of the whole world saying that we don't have a strategy. We don't have a complete strategy for combating ISIS. How stupid is this? Oh my goodness. We have an idiotic president that is just concerned with an idiotic agenda. Our economy is contracting because of Obama's policies. And our national security is in jeopardy because of Obama's failed policies. All right? We don't have enough boots on the ground to combat ISIS. All right? And now ISIS has spread all over the world, including the United States of America. And the president gets out there and says, we don't have a complete strategy? Oh. Mr. President, you know, if you looked it up and read about the Iraq War and what Bush did, Bush had a clear-cut strategy to combat our enemies, to combat terrorism. You know, it was a global war on terror, mind you, a global war on terror and we're still fighting it, even though Obama thinks that it's over, that it's ended. He thought it was over when the Navy SEALs went in there and got bin Laden. He thought it was over when he pulled our troops out of Iraq and moved them to Afghanistan. But lo and behold, it wasn't over. Just because Osama bin Laden's dead doesn't end the terror war. Because another terror leader emerged and formed ISIS out of Al-Qaeda in Iraq. And mind you, Al-Qaeda is still alive. You know, there's still a subdivision of Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, and Al-Qaeda in Syria, Al-Qaeda in Iraq. Al-Qaeda in Iraq formed into ISIS. And now we have to deal with ISIS, and we're not even dealing with that properly. This president is delusional. He thinks we can just defeat ISIS with just airstrikes and no U.S. troops on the ground. We are not leading the fight on terrorism. We are leading from behind, which is a failed strategy. On top of that, Obama is on track to be the worst president of our time. Worse than Carter. Worse than Carter. And I just don't even know what is on this president's mind. Okay? He has been all over the place. And yet he doesn't have a clear strategy to fight our enemies. And he has been all over the place on this no strategy tactic. You know, but after all, I asked the question, what is ISIS? A lot of our leaders have been talking about it, but a lot of world leaders have been talking about it, and Obama has been talking about it. All right, but what is ISIS?
ISIL is a terrorist organization, pure and simple.
They are not Muslims, they are monsters.
This particular terrorist group does not just do evil, but exults in doing evil.
Yes, ISIS is a terrorist group that is evil. All right. You know, when Reagan was president, Reagan talked about the evil empire. And he defeated the evil empire. Right? He had a clear-cut strategy to combat our enemies. President George W. Bush talked about the axis of evil and defeating the axis of evil. Right? And he was right. He had a clear-cut strategy to combat our enemies. But Obama just doesn't get it. You know, we are not, it seems like we are not in it to win it. And therefore, my friends, it's all about you know, quite frankly, I don't even know what it's about with Obama. You know, it's all about strike that. It's all, with Obama, it's all about his far left liberal failed agenda. It's all about his campaign promise that he made when he ran for president to end the war. And it's not about winning. It's just about let's leave right now. You know. But that's a failed strategy. And that is a strategy that even Hillary Clinton engineered when she was Secretary of State. You know, but it's crumbling down, and my friends, we are not looking good in the public arena. You know, even Obama's policies are failing. Everything from his ISIS strategy to his hands-off strategy, his foreign policy, his economic policies are failing. The economy is contracting. You know, the economy is shrinking. You know, it's going down. You know, and it's all a result of Obama's failed policies. All right, but anyhow, let me move on to another topic here. We have another person in the game running for president. All right, and this, my friends, is one of the best. All right, now Rick Perry, former Republican governor of Texas, has announced that he is throwing his hat in the ring. All right, and as we come across here, let's